Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the channel. Okay, so obviously not exactly drone related, but to fly the drones we have to get around, and to go camping and everything else we have to get around. This is one of the things that I like to do. So this is a 2022 Euro 5 Royal Enfield Himalayan 411. So I picked it up 2 days ago after giving it many months of thought. I thought about this first of all a couple of years ago, and I think the same as a lot of people, it was like, oh, you know, it's a small engine, it's underpowered, it probably won't do what I want it to do and everything else, and is it reliable, is it this, is it the other. But with age comes, you know, you have to think of what bike you've got. I came down from a BMW RT 1150, I downsized to a Suzuki 650, but even that, it's not the case that it's, oh my god, it's a heavy bike, it's not manageable. But we get older, you know, we get older and we might not want to think we do, but if we want to keep doing the things that we want to do and enjoy what we're doing, I think that's got to be the thing, you know. You can all, like I was sometimes, you know, even with a Suzuki, you know, it was all loaded up and everything else, struggling along to get where you want to do. And that takes the pleasure off it. And like I say, we're all going up, not down in age. So I thought to myself, do you know what? I need a lighter, more manageable bike. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, trust you. You know, and you know, so getting the feet firmly flat on the ground as you get older makes a huge difference. And the other thing that pulled me to these bikes is the fact that simplicity of itself, you know, I mean, come on, you can do everything that you want to do on these bikes. I always do my own maintenance on the bikes and the cars, you know, but I've got to be honest, the BMW, you know, the old Boxer engine was pretty simple to work on, you know. I mean, it was a trusted, reliable, easy to work on engine, so fair enough. But everything else on it, with all the fairings and everything else, to service it, to take it all apart, you know. And when it came to the Suzuki, again, you know, simple thing like changing an air filter, everything had to come off, the spark plugs, the stuff that had to come off to change them. Again, I'm not knocking BM, I'm not knocking Suzukis, they're brilliant bikes, they really are. But this bike, it's simplicity, it's gone back, for me, you know, it's gone back to when I was a kid, you know, when I first started on the motorbikes. Everything's here, everything's reachable, you know, everything's doable. It's just a piece of cake to work on. And for me, if it makes it easy, I mean, you know, I'm lucky, I've got a motorbike lift. I don't have to get on the floor, I don't have to crawl around, but everything is so simple. So, that's it, that put aside. What do I think of it? So I picked it up Friday. I can come back. I live in France. My journey, I got it from Moto Rosso, whatever it is. Great dealership, friendly people, you know, really helpful. On the main N165 from where I live, which is just outside a place called Quimper, up to Brest, you're talking just over an hour. But of course, it's a brand new bike. They say don't take it over 3,000 revs per minute for the first 500 kilometres. So came back the scenic route, and believe you me, it was a fantastic route. Keeping the speed down. I mean, let's face it, this is no speed machine, you know. But for what I want it for, when it's all running, it's going to be great. I mean, it was everything. It's brand new. It had done 3.2 kilometres when I picked it up on Friday. So this engine has got to get, so I brought it home nice and steady, taking it easy. Beautiful ride. Really enjoyed it. It's got to go back when it's done its 500, and after that you can slowly increase it. And you know what? Our legal speed limit in France on just the normal roads is 80 kilometres an hour, and around the sort of areas where I live and the sort of things that I do, taking the drone out, going camping, to be honest with you, you don't want a lot more. Years ago when I used to go away touring, when I got the BM, to get from A to B, you know, get on the main roads, give it some welly down there, get there. And people would say to me, oh, have you been to so-and-so? Yeah, I sort of blinked and I missed it, and I don't want that anymore, you know, I really don't, you know, take it easy, tootle around, see where I am. This bike, brilliant for that. That's my opinion, of course. Okay, so let's get down to the bike, shall we? Like I said, easy to work on, easy to maintain. There's so many bits and pieces that you can buy for these things, and what I like about it is everything is affordable. It's not a rip-off price, even down to the servicing factor. Having said that, you get a guarantee on this for 3 years. 3 years full warranty guarantee. They even cover, if I'm out there and I get a flat tyre, they come out, they repair the flat tyre free of charge. You know, if it doesn't start one morning, if the battery's gone, they come out to my house, it's all covered in the guarantee. I think it's a brilliant guarantee, I really do. So having said that, me servicing it, you know, isn't really a big deal at the moment, because to keep the guarantee up, they've got to service it, which is fine by me. It doesn't mean, of course, that you can't do the normal maintenance, you know, simple things, oiling the cables, looking after your chain, keeping the thing clean, checking the brake, you know, that's all part and parcel. Okay, so I went for the boxes. I had the boxes, the Royal Enfield boxes, and the racks. I had them fitted on when I picked it up. I think they're great. You know, I really do. I can get all the camping stuff in, all my gear. I can strap. I like the the top bits where you can strap stuff on. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the top box. Royal Enfield don't make a top box. I looked at the Jivvy one. The aluminium one, quite a lot of money. I mean, decent box, but quite a lot of money. Having said that, you know, I'm sort of looking at things now, and I don't know if anybody's got any thoughts on this. I'd love to hear the comments back. But you buy these top boxes now, they look like they're aluminium, but they're ABS plastic. I've heard some really good reviews about them. You know, they're solid. They're not cheap and nasty. They're waterproof. I saw a review on one of the YouTube channels, two guys that do a lot of reviews about, you know, name brands and the cheaper stuff. And they did a review. To be honest with you, you know, nothing wrong with it at all. Anyway, that's for the future. I did a video not so long ago about the phone holder from AliExpress, which I put on my other bike, which is over there. I put it on this bike because, like I said, I came home a totally different route I didn't know about, so I needed my phone. So I put this on at the shop. It took me 2 or 3 minutes to fit it. That worked great. I knew it worked great anyway because of the other bike. So, you know, again, cheap alternative. It's not a quad lock, it's AliExpress's one. That worked brilliant. This bike has got the tripper on it, which at the time I thought, okay, I'm not going to stand up outside the dealers with my phone getting it all working. I have set it up since I've been home. It does what it's supposed to do. I mean, it really does. You know, it tells you when you're going to turn, left, right, straight on, blah, 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 blah. Put waypoints in. I've got to be honest, I like to look at a map, and I like, you know, I have it through the intercom in the helmet. That's what I'm used to. I suppose if I was just nipping somewhere local here, I might use the tripper, but I don't know. Okay. I've bags for the front. You can get bags for the front, which I probably will because you know that makes sense. It's a short bit here when you sit on it, so get a tank bag. I don't know. Tank bags aren't my favourite thing anyway, so I probably won't do that. But yeah, bits and pieces on it. I'm going to put some crash bars on it. Again, I looked at the crash bars for them. Jivvy come out tops. The thing is, this is an adventure bike, and people, rightly so, buy them and they go off road. They do go adventure riding, and you know, and that's great. That's what this bike is made for, and people love them. I will never ever take this bike off road. The most it will go off road is up a trail to get to a campsite. That's it. I have no interest whatsoever in adventure riding, but that's me. That's my personal choice. So why buy an adventure bike? People say, well, because this bike can carry all my stuff. Believe you me, I love camping, but when I go camping, I like to take things with me to make the camping trip comfortable. So, you know, I'm sort of piled high and God knows what else. So that's why I got this bike. It serves my purpose for what I want it to do. And that's fine. Just like the person that wants to take it off-road, it does for them. And that's what it's all about. It's about personal choice. And this, for me, does what I want it to do. And yes, I'm aware it's not the fastest bike on earth, like I said at the beginning. Again, it's going to do what I want it to do. I want to go out on my bike, enjoy where I go, enjoy the ride, and this will do it, as far as I'm concerned, the way that I want it to do. Okay. When I picked this bike up, it's on the controls here. Hang on a sec. Let's have a little move with the camera so that maybe we can all see this a little bit better. Okay, let's just get this, move the tripod over a bit and pick it up a bit. There you go. Okay, so hopefully, right. So when I got this, obviously you've got your main clusters, your tripper, your rev counter, your bits and pieces for your lights, your speedo with all the bits and pieces in there, your fuel gauge, and next to that is the compass. Okay. Now, I said to the guy, I'm not really interested in the compass because I'm not, you know, the maps tell me where I'm going, but okay, you know, I get it. But I'd seen on previous videos that when this is all switched on, down there in the corner, there is a gear selector, which tells you what gear you're in. Again, do I want to know what gear I'm in? I've been riding a bike for many, many, many years now, and whether it's got one or it hasn't. But the bottom line is, if it's, to my way of thinking, if something's fitted and it's brand new, it should work. So I'm coming back home and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I can't see this gear change thing here. So when I got back, as I said, I set up the tripper. I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll have a look at all the paperwork that he's given me to look at the compass as well. And, you know, it tells you riding a figure of 8 with no electrical cables or metal near you, blah, blah, blah. Well, I live in, you know, I'm in like, well, rural France, so that's not a problem. I thought, okay, I can do that. It's on it. I might as well get it going. But this gear change, I thought, you know, I was here looking at it, and it still didn't work. So I thought, okay. But then I happened to see that on the compass, when I switched the ignition on, there was an N. And so I'm looking at the paperwork that I've got to calibrate the compass, and there's no sign of an N. It's telling you what it should say and all that. And so what I found out is, on the latest Euro 5 models, which this obviously is, that Royal Enfield have scrapped the compass. The thing's still there, but it's not a compass anymore. And what they've done is they've taken the gear selector out the little side piece here, and then they've put it here. So now you get N, G1, G2, G3, G4, and G5. Which, to be honest with you, you know, why not? For me, I don't mind. I think it's quite good. You know, it's there. I can tell what gear I'm in, and they don't put it. So, you know, for future reference, if anybody else, you know, maybe that could help someone, if someone's going to get one and they're trying to calibrate the compass and thinking, why the hell is it not moving from this? That's why, because it's no longer a compass. Okay, so what else can we say? The screen. Not the biggest screen in the world. I've got to be honest, I'm only little. I'm not big, I'm not tall, I'm not stuck up here. I came home, like I said, you know, speeds were down. I suppose I was doing 50-ish all the way home. And it was quite a blowy day when I brought it home. So, you know, I'm sort of thinking, I didn't get any buffering. But there again, I've been riding bikes for years without screens. It's only been the last few years that I've had screens. It didn't bother me. I found it adequate. I know, you know, you can get bits and pieces for it. In fact, I did actually keep this off the Suzuki. But of course, guess what? It's actually bigger than the screen. Yeah, okay. I hear you say, so that ain't going to fit. I don't know, maybe I'll get the Dremel out and do a bit of an adjusting, but hey ho, there again, like I said, it didn't seem that bad to me, so maybe I won't. Okay, I have actually bought, hang on, let's just, is there anything else to look at before I move the camera? I don't think there is. I had the hand guards, I had these hand guards put on. Yeah. Again, these were the Royal Enfield ones. Again, people say because they sort of just float at the end here, there's no... But for me, I'm not taking it off-road, you know, so they're adequate. I had them just as hand guards and that's it. Okay, let's just go back here a bit so we can go back to where we was, which is about there. Okay, right, and I'll get round the other side. So what was I saying? I've bought bits and pieces for it. Engine bars. Okay, so... I bought a set, like I was saying, Jiffy, whatever you want to call them. They seem to be, you know, everyone's, oh yeah, because they fit straight through the swinging arm, you know, so it's well tight and all that. Again, if you're going to take this bike off-road, I'm sure they are the best ones to have. 3-point fixing, if it falls over, it's engine bar to engine bar, excellent. I'm not going off-road. What I did want was a little bit of protection for the engine, you know, but nothing huge and humongous. So I bought a set of engine bars, 2-point fixing, you know, I think the others, the Jiffy ones were 140 something like that. I paid 60 something euro for these, the ones that I've got. They'll do for what I want. I've got some auxiliary lights on the front, which I've got to fit on. Again, you know, I've got them, nice bit of kit. There's one or two more things that I've bought to the bike. One thing that I have got to wire it all up is an innovv. Hang on a sec, am I pronouncing that right? Hold on just one sec. This is it. This is what I've got, which is I got the Power Hub 2. It's a great bit of kit, this. You can run up to 5 fused items. And the good thing is it's triggered the minute you turn the ignition off. The power is turned off to all your auxiliary items. When you switch it back on, there's a delay. I think the delay is of 10 seconds or something like that. So, you know, you've got time to start the bike and it doesn't drain the battery. So that's going to be one of the first jobs fitted before any auxiliary fittings go on. Lights. I've got some USB charging ports. I've got a bracket for the sat nav, various other bits and pieces that I've got to put on it as well. What I'm going to do is when I do these things, I just make a little video of each one, and I know that there's plenty of videos out there right now about these bikes. I know that, but I'll just do it for me. If people want to watch it, that's great. I hope you do. I hope you like it. If we can solve problems together, you know, whether it be on one of these bikes or another bike. Another thing, these boxes, like I said, excellent. They really are. But one thing for me, and this is me personally again, let's just have a little look. As you can see, we'll just move the camera a minute. We put the camera in this angle. As you can see, these boxes are slightly higher than the seats. Now, that's fine, because, you know, you buy the boxes to carry the stuff in, so there's no point having silly little boxes. But when you've only got little legs, and those little legs are, you know, a bit stiff with age, and the knees and God knows what else creaking and crawling, so you sort of look at this and think, okay, so, you know, yes, when it's on the side stand on the peg, but it's still quite a bit. When you've got stuff, you know, on here, when it's all loaded up, but that's the joys of using any bike, you know, for going away, going camping, going on trips, loading it up. You've got to get on the bloody things, you know. And I mean, a few years ago, I could just stand the other side of it and hop through, and everything was hunky-dory. I'm not too sure if the hopping through, I might still get on it by getting that way, but I can assure you it's no longer a hop. Okay, so I think that's about it for this one. This was just hey, look what I've got. The idea is the winter time gets its first service over. I've fit it out with all the bits and bobs, get to know the bike, and then next year it's the camping trips, which quite happily take everyone along with if you're interested. If not, I'd love to think you are. See how this bike performs, what it can do. Out flying the drone with it as well, you know. I mean, I'm just looking forward to it all. And one thing I am looking to verify is they reckon the fuel economy on these things are absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've heard all different bits and pieces, but it certainly seems that around 70 miles per gallon should be easily achievable. I've heard people say they're getting 80 odd, which, let's face it, in this, with the fuel prices the way they are, it's certainly going to be a good thing. So before we wrap this up, I'm just trying to think, was there anything? I'll tell you what, one thing that I did notice on this bike, which I only saw today, to be honest with you, and I don't think, can we get the camera down, Laura? Hang on a sec. Is, and I haven't seen this for absolutely years and years now, but I saw on the bottom of this, and I don't know whether you can actually see it, excuse me for winging things around here, but if we get onto the chain, look at that, a split link in the chain, eh? You don't often see that anymore, do you? Again, you know, I personally have, well, I'll say I personally, I've heard that the chains on these maybe don't last too long. I'm a great believer in looking after chains, you know, maintenance, oiling them, cleaning them. But, you know, I don't know, we'll have to see. But certainly, once this one's gone, it'll be took off and I'll fit a did sprocket and chain on it, and which I do on all the other bikes. The same as the tyres. I mean, these are Seat tyres. Seat, something like that. I've got to be honest, rode it home. They felt okay to me. I've only ever, on every bike I've had since the 1970s, fitted Michelin. Always. I'm a hardened Michelin man. In two ways than one. Okay, and you know, these seem okay. but when they're worn down and they need replacing, I'll go back to the Michelin. But for now they seem okay. They're not total off-road tyres. They're still a bit, I mean, they're novelty for what I want. But yeah, until we can get a set of Michelin road back on them, they will do the job. One other thing that I'm going to do, the top of these boxes, because I give that one a nice scratch here on the top when I got on the other day. So I'm going to get, I've got some of this, yeah, looks like carbon stuff, you know, that you stick on, puts a bit of protection. I'm just going to do the tops here, just to give the tops a little bit of protection. Okay, so I think that's for now. Like I said, when I fit this stuff on, we'll do the videos. This is probably going to be the first thing. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, one other thing I was going to say. Every light on this, even the instrument cluster, the rear light, the small front light, parking light, is that what we call it these days? I don't know. The little light is all LED, and yet the main bulb is a halogen bulb, and I've got to be honest, you know, it's not the best. In the other bike, I've got a night breaker, an Osram night breaker. So I've got a couple of LED bulbs, main headlight bulbs, and I thought to myself, because I don't ride much of a night, really speaking, because with a lot of these LED bulbs, the only trouble is that I've found in the past with the bikes, if you're riding in the daytime, they're great, you know, they're really bright, and there's no excuse for people in a car not to see you. If you're gonna do it of a night time, it can be a sort of little bit awkward, because what I find of a night time is your dip and main beam can be like really strange, and the pattern it tends to put on the road in front of you is a little bit. I personally don't ride of a night, or I try not to. I just, you know, I avoid night riding. But with these two auxiliary lights that I'm going to put on, these are quite good, quite powerful lights. So I'm thinking to myself, LED bulb in the front, and that gives me, or should make me visible, hopefully, to the car drivers of this world that love to say, oh, I didn't see it, I'm really sorry, as you're on the ground. So hopefully, you know, we will avoid that situation. Okay, I'm sure I've bored you enough. Himalaya, what can I say? Himalayan, or the Himalayan, I do believe some people call it. I always thought there was the Himalayan mountains, but still, never mind, whatever you want to call it. I personally think it's a good bike. Time will tell. The Euro 5, they've ironed out a few things. Vibration was one. I know I'm rabbiting on, they're going to keep saying I'm going to go. These things keep coming in the head. Vibration, singles, you know, it's a single pot, you know. I bought it home, like I said, 50 miles an hour, everything's tight. I couldn't get no vibration. I mean, I thought it was a pleasant ride, you know. I mean, it was. That it wanted to go, you know. I mean, it was there. It could have gone quicker. There was a lot of times where I was having to bring it, you know, watch the rev counter and make sure. And yeah, I can't wait till this bike, you know, has done its 500k. It's had its first oil change, you know. Everything's loosened up, and you know, we can get out there and give it a real good bit of a. I really can. I'm so much looking forward to it. Hopefully. Breton weather, which Finisterre, which is where I live in the Breton, famous for its rain and wind. At the best of times, the winter can be a pain in the ass. Hopefully, we'll have some nice days to get out, because we do get bad weather here, but we live in a fantastic part of the world. This part of France is brilliant. Bike rides, absolutely fantastic. Okay, this time I'm definitely going. Have a good weekend. Having said that, I probably won't put this video on until Monday, so you'll have had the weekend anyway. Like I said, videos to follow, fitting things on the bike. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do, please subscribe, give me a like, keep watching, let's see what we can do. Have a good one, take care, stay safe, catch you all later in the next one. Bye for now.